Our interest rate is 2.5% per month. Our time is unknown, the interest amount, and the final amount are already known. For that matter, it's just so easy for you to solve for the principal. All you just have to do is to just subtract the future amount minus the interest amount. And that'll keep you on your toes. So, ang ginawa ko dito ay ganito. Please wait. So, di ba remember this is blank? So, you do not know what the number is. Pero, I highlight it and you should get 30,000 pesos. Paano tayo nakuha? F10 minus E10. Ang ginawa ko dito, I clicked on the final amount minus the 11,220 pesos. And you're supposed to get this amount, 30,000. And the interest rate is 0.25% per month. And that, 2.5% per month or 0.025. That is the number. Okay? Now, to solve for the time, madali lang yan. Ang ginawa ko ay ganito yun. Ang ginawa ko ay ganito. Di ba remember, this is what we're going to do. Di ba remember, ito yung solution ko. We have P times R times T equals I. So, if you understand the formula, yung product ng B10, it's right here. Times the rate, the interest rate, which is 0.25, which is right over there. Di ba? P times R. Pero we don't have the T because that's what we're looking for. And then whatever answer we get from the 2, we need to divide that from E10, which is the interest rate. And you're supposed to get 15. Pero that's 15 months. Ang sagot dyan ay 15 months. Pero we want the time in years. Let's say, for example, di ba remember, naka-time unit na yan. Our time unit is in months, di ba? Pero let's say, for instance, kung sabi yung instruction ng sabi ng teacher mo, convert to year. So, this is what you're gonna do. 1 year is worth 12 months. 15 years, that's 15 divided by 12. That's 15 over 12. That's 3/4. 1 year. So, tama. That's 1. 15 divided by 12, that's the same as 5/4 or 1 and 1/4. So, therefore, ang tamang sagot dyan ay 1.25 years or 1 and 1/4 year. Yun yung tamang sagot. To check in my solution sheet is correct. Ang ginawa ko ay ganito. I subtract, then I multiply, and then whatever answer I get, yun nga, I convert that, di ba? Also, you can see the color. Basta tama na yan. Okay? Basta ang tamang sagot ay 1.25 years, which is the same as 1 and 1/4 year. Next, for number 16, ito yung problema namin. So, for number 16, we have a very hard problem to solve. And that is here. Diba, remember, this is the answer in number 16. We have the principal of 40,000 pesos, and then the rate is 6% per annum, but plot twist. Our time unit is not anymore telling us it's how many years. It's now telling us from which date up to that date. Alam mo talaga yung kwento ko sa school ko, yung nag-interest rate tayo, ang ginawa namin, di ba remember sometimes, the time that they give you may not be exactly from, in years or in months, like what we had, pero our time unit is in days. Like from this date up to that date naman. Yun ang pinakamahirap. Pero don't worry, this is how you're going to solve for the time. Diba? This is how you're gonna solve. The first thing that you're going to do is to analyze how many days will it take from February 1, 2018 to September 15, 2021. Ilang days? Kasi nga you have to compute for the number of days. Ito po yung ginawa ko sa solution sheet. So looking back at my solution sheet in number 16, ganito kasi yun. We get the time interval. The time interval is, di ba remember sabi ko, ang time interval na yan ay September 15, 2021. And then, di ba remember, we are going to minus it by each one. So this is the second event, this is the first event, which is February 1, 2018. So therefore, it's going to be like this. So we subtract the time. We subtract 15 minus 1 to give us 14 days. So you have 14 days. And then, di ba remember, 9 minus 2, September, we get 7 months. And then 2021 minus 2018, that's 3 years. So 3 years, 7 months, and 15 days, 14. Kasi nga plus 1 because you still have to include the first day up to the last day. So yan. So therefore, for 3 years, that's 1,080. Alam ko na kung bakit ginawa ko to. Kasi nga, di ba remember, most likely, when it comes to simple interest, they would rather use the 360. Ibig sabihin, ang ordinary time in days, di ba remember normally, 1 year is equivalent to 365 days. Pero, in some situations, they would rather make it 360 days na lang because, di ba remember, 1 month is worth 30 days. Pero, di ba remember, minsan, in some months, there could be a 31. Di ba? Sometimes they use 365 para exact. Kaya naman, ang ginawa ko dito ay ordinary interest. So, ganito kasi yun. So, ito yun. Di ba remember, ito yung number ng days. I compute for the number of days in ordinary interest. So, in ordinary interest, dapat we are supposed to get 1,080 days for 3 years because 1 year is equivalent to 360 days. But 3 years is 1,080. Because 360 times 3, 36 times 3 is 108. At 0, 1,080. And then, 1 month is worth 30 days. Pero because it's 7 months, that's why it's 210. And then 15 days. Now we add it up. So you get 5, 8 plus 1 plus 1, 10, 3,005. So 1,305 days. So dapat, ang tamang sagot dyan ay 1,305 days. Pero, di ba remember, our time unit is different. Kung sa tingin mo we got the interest in days, we need it in years. Kasi nga our time unit should be the same. Hindi pwede magkakaiba ang time unit. So, ito po yung ginawa ko. So, ang ginawa ko ay ganito. Diba, remember, I have 1,305 days divided by 360. Tapos, ang sagot dito ay 3.625 years because of this formula. 1,305 divided by 360. And the answer that you're supposed to get is 3,625. So, therefore, you might be asking me po, sir, bakit? You might be asking me, why do I have the 3.625? Ang 3.625 na yan, ay yung days, ay yung converted into years sa ordinary time. And then, the same principle as follows. Now that your time unit is the same, di ba remember ang 6% namin ay per annum. Tapos, yung 3.625 ay years. So, now we can already multiply using the same literal formula of P times R times T to give the I. And what's the value of I? The value of I is 8,700 pesos. And then, for the future amount, i-add na namin like that. And you're supposed to get this amount of 48,700. Ito yung ginawa ko, the product. Now, to look at my solution sheet, ganito kasi yung ginawa ko. Diba, remember ito yun. So, we have 1 year is equivalent to 360 days. But 1,305, divide ko. So, I divide it all by, ano yun? What did I divide it by? 8 times what gives you 360? And that's 45. So, I divide that by 45 and you're supposed to get 29 over 8. So, let's see how this works. Di ba remember, ganito kasi yun. So, I have, ano yun? We're supposed to get 29. And 360 divided by 8, we're supposed to get 45. Yan. So, tama yung sagot. Okay? So, therefore, we're supposed to get 3 and 5, 8 years. And that's why we have 3.625 because of the, di ba remember, 0.625 is 5/8. So, yun yung tamang sagot. So, therefore, that's the interest amount and the amount. But that pertains to ordinary time. Now, if you want the exact amount naman, kasi ang ginawa ko ay ordinary. Now, if you want, let's say, for example, gusto mo exact, ganito yung strategy ko. Last time, I always get baffled whenever I have this. Pero ang ginawa ko ay timeline. So, timeline, di ba remember yung ito, yung 334 na yan, I computed for the number of days from February 1, 2018 to, ano yun? February 1, 2018 to December 31, 2018. Di ba there are 365 days and 318, di ba? 2018. Pero minus the 31 days because of the January. And dapat we're supposed to get 334 days. So, 334 days in the first set. Okay? And then, di ba remember, sabi ko, we have, ano yun? We have this one, 731. Kasi nga, 2 times 365 plus 1. Kasi nga, 365, that's 2019. Tapos, 366, yun yung 2020 po. Okay? And that is 2020. Okay? That's why we get 731. And the last one is this. Tuwing the timeline from 2021 and present, ganito kasi yun. So, we stop at 1 year. So, di ba remember mayroon tayong 731 days from 2019 to 2020. Tapos, dito naman sa 2021 hanggang sa dulo, which is September 15, 2021, ito yung ginawa ko. We sum everything starting from January 31, 28 February, may 29 ba ang 2021? Wali. So, 28. March, 31. April, 30 days. May, 31 days. June, 30 days. July and August. Hanggang sa September, which we have 258 days. Now, pinasum namin lahat. We summed all the number of days that we have from 2018 to 2020 and up to the present, which is 2021, up to the time where it stops. Kasi that's the plot twist that they can also do with time. They can also do it from this day up to that date. And then all you have to do is to compute for the number of days. And then based on the number of days that you've computed, which is 1,323 days, you're going to convert that into years. Kasi nga, the time unit is not the same. So, ang ginawa namin, I divided by 365. So, paano nagawa yun? Ito yun. So, I have, ito yung ginawa ko. So, I have 1,323 days divided by 365. And what answer should we get? We should get this answer of 3.624. 3.624, di ba? And now, which is almost the same as 3.625, if it were rounded off. Now, we apply the same product, we multiply everything all together, and we should get these two answers. So, yan. And can you notice the difference between the exact and the ordinary? Halos kaparehas lang, oh. So, yan. That's it. Next, number 17. This is the plan. Our principal given is 72,000 pesos. Our